Could be a very simple thing. A simple thing that a husband is talking to the wife or a sister is talking to the brother inside your house or outside with friends. A small discussion. You are discussing, maybe you are even happy to have a lunch or dinner together in the family eating table. But then that discussion, a small discussion can anytime convert itself into a quarrel. Have you had this experience? A squabble, a dispute, an argument, a contest, a simple discussion, or even a conflict. Why does it happen? Because you did not make the conditions by which inside a framework where you are conversing. And everybody has to subscribe to that plan, that design by which your discussions could be monitored and regulated. How do you do that? Number one, understand the nuances of enterprise resource planning, where you make a plan on how to maximize, optimize your situation where 12 people of your family are conversing, maybe in a home game or maybe a picnic, wherever it is. Enterprise resource planning, very detailed nuances on what should be told, who will decide the topic of discussion, how much intense that discussion could be. These need to be metered. Number two, you have to understand how to be mature in a transaction. The value of completing the transaction with harmony and tranquility. Number three, the scale of transaction. What is the size of which that what you're talking about, and the speed or the pace of the transaction. The method. Number five is method and mechanics of the transaction. The design, how to engineer the vocabulary, what are the nomenclatures that are allowed to be used. This needs a referee. And number seven, the functionality and goal of transaction. Where do you want to take this discussion to? Where do you want to end it? What is the achievement or accomplishment from this topic of discussion? And then number eight is the owner of that event. Who owns that coming together? If it's a 1.5 hour picnic or a outdoor game, whatever, who owns it? So that you can go to that go-to person who will ultimately give a verdict on who to stop, who to start talking, the owner of the event. And then number 9 is the goal and the result to be achieved. What is that you want to accomplish or achieve? What is the value, the cost of losing that opportunity? What are the possibilities in that get together, coming together? What are the opportunities that you should harvest? And what is the loss if in case you waste that opportunity? Number 10, who is the master of ceremony? Who is the mature person who should know the detailed step by step of what should happen? Perhaps even 10 minute to 10 minute to 10 minute to 10 minute. Who has to get the respect from everybody. And number 11, how much is each person's stake in ensuring that this is successful, that this discussion has survived its age, its shelf life of 1.5 hours maybe. So how much is each person's stake and a share and an equity in that event? If somebody wants to deliberately stop the event or disrupt that event, then you should know how to handle such a person. Number 12, who is the master of the moment? Who has contributed, who has ensured the harmony, tranquility of this event? Who has contributed the most? Maybe making a climb down on their stubbornness, adamancy, who aligned with that objective of the moment, who blended with everybody else so that there is good coordination, good collaboration, good contribution, so that the event will become good, and good cooperation, that everybody is contributing harmoniously. And finally, what is the operational contract? Does everybody know that this is how we're going to conduct during this 1.5 hours of picnic? So once everybody is aligned and blended to that goal, operational contract, then you are safer. You can avoid everything getting converted, a discussion getting converted into a conflict. And number 14, who is that one person who has a neutral view, without prejudice and without biases. That neutral person who's mature enough, who resolved that conflict. Who resolved the conflict means he generated, the person who generated the irreversible solution. Because otherwise this could become a confrontation when you went for a happy picnic. So there should be one mature person who's very neutral, no biases, no prejudice, and give a neutral solution which is irreversible, which is then further to verify that what has happened. So this is the way you have to approach every meeting, every discussion, every conversation in your house, how much ever domestic and tamed conversation it is. It requires some semblance of how much ever from the wild behaviors to some semblance of sophisticated and civil discussion. So enjoy your civil transactions.